now.
Recovery doesn't start tomorrow.
Calling all angels.
Recovery starts right now. And here to help is Rated R for Recovery.
Calling all you angels now. Calling all angels now. Calling all you angels.
ForRecovery.com. There I am. Once again, hi everybody. Welcome to the show. You can see us at RatedRForRecovery.com on the international, that big web thing. It's actually Rated R, the number 4, Recovery.com. We have a YouTube channel, which is Rated R for Recovery as well. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We do this show out of the KRZ studios located in South Fort Myers, Florida at 507 Center Road. And this is only by the grace of God and Al Kenkel. That's so. Well, Al is the founder of Kimmies Recovery Zone, and this is where we do the show from. I'm an addict and alcoholic. My name's John.
Hey, John. John.
And my co-host?
I'm an alcoholic. My name is Joy. Welcome to the show.
And it is a wonderful blessing that we get to do what we do. Having suffered, Joy,
Yes.
alcoholic torture,
Oh, yeah.
having suffered through
Thank you.
jails and institutions, Joy,
Yes.
and having suffered through hurting people that we love and that love us.
That's what we do.
And we don't do it today, though.
No.
Or try our best not to do it. Every once in a while, I fall short, but it's a wonderful blessing to be relieved of that curse. That's what that's a quote from Dr. Bob Smith, the co-founder of Alcoholics Anonymous. We'd like to say hi to the people out there listening at Salvation Army. Hello, Salvation Army. Thank you so much. You watch every week. You make a whole project out of this thing, which is a God thing. So we say hello to you.
Hi, Danelle.
And yes, and we say hello to Jim.
Hey, Jim.
Do you know where Jim's Canada? Yeah, Jim L. in Canada, and then my family, of course. Those are the people that watch the show every week.
Yeah.
And of course, our friend Brittany here. Very good. And our live studio audience. We want to thank our executive producer, Mark Santora, and Raylene
Mark.
for producing the show. They do such a good job.
Raylene.
Now, if you're wondering, somebody said to me earlier today, Joy, how do I see when Jeff was on the show, a year ago or whatever? Do you know how they do? Can we tell the people how?
You do. You go to YouTube and you go to Rated R for Recovery, and in the search, you put in, let's say, Art Vandelay, and then you get to see my husband. Or you'll put in Jeff, and hopefully Jeff will show up.
Jeff would show up, and then you also have the ability to go to our website because each show is posted on our website as well. And again,
Well, there you have it.
That is thanks to Mark Santora. We want to give you some exciting news before we go any further. Rated R for Recovery will do its second live remote broadcast on Saturday, this Saturday, the 28th, from Lakes Park in Fort Myers, Florida. We'll be broadcasting live from there. So,
What?
Look, you know about that. You can't go because of the funeral.
Okay.
All right. Yes. But and so we'll be doing that in a live broadcast. That's what we'll be doing. And there's also a fantastic DJ going to be spinning some tunes.
Ooh.
Yeah, exactly. That would be me.
What time is that?
That is the same time that you're engaged in what you're doing.
2 to 4?
No.
Well, that's mine. 2 to 4.
We're 11 to 2.
Oh, well, look. I can
wanna
be
come?
there. Yeah, I can come for an hour.
All right. We talked about this before. You said you couldn't come.
Whatever.
All right.
I didn't know it was 11.
All right. So anyway, let's go into our first guest, ladies and gentlemen. She's a good friend of ours, a good friend of the show's, and a wonderful woman in recovery. Please welcome Victoria to the show.
Victoria.
Now, Joy, as we talk about a lot, recovery comes in all different shapes and sizes. Recovery from drugs and alcohol, grief sharing, gambling, shopping addiction is even a problem with some people.
Sex addiction.
Sex addiction, yes, absolutely. And one of the biggest crimes in the world is human trafficking. Victoria, do you have any experience with human trafficking?
Yes, I do.
Would you tell us how this came about?
Like how human trafficking in my life came about?
Absolutely.
Oh, interesting. So, so it's not just a cut and dry type thing. People will hear human trafficking. There's been movies about it, The Sound of Freedom, which is a great movie. It's a great movie to really show how these kids are being treated, because that is happening. But a lot of times it looks a little different in my life and other people's lives, the people that I surround myself with work, it looks different for them. For me, it was really hard to even understand what I had gone through was human trafficking, because I had just got involved with a pimp, right? It was just somebody that controlled me and controlled my drugs and controlled how much money I made. And I was like, no, I just, I was making money. Like that was my fault because I got with the wrong person. But somebody finally sat me down and was like, no, you were human trafficked. Yeah. Somebody had complete control. Human trafficking is defined as force, fraud, or coercion against another person. That is how human trafficking is defined in the court of law. So if you can prove force, fraud, or coercion, and if somebody's holding drugs or any type of alcohol or any substance over your head to get money, or you're not getting high, that is human trafficking.
And what is your personal experience with that? When you said you got with what you called a pimp, which was somebody to control your life and held drugs over your head, how bad did that get for you?
It got really bad for a time, and it started simple. I lost my job because I was shooting heroin, so I couldn't keep a job, and then I just kind of ran into this guy, and he was like, hey, listen, I have a way you can make some money, and we'll do it 50-50. You go do the dates and I'll drive you there. I'll be kind of like your bodyguard. I was like, yeah, that's perfect. I'll give you half of everything I make.
So you're partners with this person. In the beginning, how old are you at this time?
I was probably 23.
Okay, all right. And then, so it started out well, this is cool. This might be even fun at some point. Is that right?
Yeah, sounds like a great idea to make money.
So it's fun and then it's not.
It's not. Right?
What happened?
Well, for the first, I don't know, time is really hard to nail down during this time. What seems like days and weeks could have been hours. It's really hard to kind of nail down that time. But we made a lot of money, really quick, because, drugs really hadn't, taken effect on my body and my looks yet. So, I was able to, make money pretty quickly. And we would go on Backpage. So we would post a picture of myself on Backpage and somebody would call.
Hold on. So for those people that don't know, if we're talking to somebody's grandmother or grandfather, they don't know what a Backpage is. So that was a website, correct? That where people could go on and pick the person they wanted to engage with.
Yes, have a date with is what they're called.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, and so you would post a picture of yourself, usually not in a nude form. It would just be a picture of your body or a picture of you standing a certain way. And then somebody would call and say, I would like to do a date with you. And you would set that up to meet with him. And so he became that person that would be my bodyguard to take me there. And there has been an instance where I needed him to come and rescue me out of a situation. And he did. He just, was a really big guy. And he would just come bang your door down and you would give me up if you were holding me in there. But then at some point that kind of shifted. And I don't know when or how it shifted. But now it's almost when you look for grooming, this had started becoming a grooming thing, right? He realized that I can't really do, I can't do anything without him at this point. And so eventually just was hey, you're going to give me all the money that you make now. And I was like, okay, because now I'm addicted to heroin and I need to get high. So that's where it kind of turned into, even though it was just a simple, you're doing this.
Was that his justification? Okay, you're doing all this heroin. You got to pay for this somehow. So I'm going to take all the money and I'll give you as much heroin as I think I should give you.
Correct. Yes. So it became that. And because I didn't have a phone and I didn't have a transportation, at this point I couldn't even administer my own drugs, because I was using heroin through a needle. So I didn't even know how to do that myself yet. So I was pretty young in the addiction, an infant, I would say, in addiction. And I didn't have any dealer phone number. So I needed him for everything. Everything. To even get high, I needed him. The only thing I had was the way to make the money.
Where did you stay? Did you stay with him?
Yes. And we would bounce. We would sleep in a car, or we'd rent a room out somewhere and we'd stay there. We would kind of bounce, and I just kind of followed suit wherever he was. And then it got to a point where, like one time I wasn't making as much money on the website anymore because drugs had taken an effect on me, and I didn't look as good. So when they would say send me a recent picture of yourself, and I would send a recent picture, they'd be like, nah, I'm good. They didn't want to meet with me because I looked really bad at this point because we had done meth too. So, and he told me at one point, you need to go walk to make some money. So you're going out on 41 and I'm dropping you off. We have to pay our drug dealer back. We have to do all these things. I'm borrowing this car that we have to pay this guy back for. You need to go make us some money. And this story in particular really stands out of the effects of how this relationship had turned. So I did, and I get into a car with somebody and I feel really unsafe, and they're taking me all these random houses, and I'm not getting paid, we're not doing anything. I'm just kind of riding around with this new guy for a while, and I called the so-called guy that, drops me off. The pimp. We'll call him the pimp.
We'll call him the pimp.
So I dropped him, I called him, and I was like, hey, I'm feeling really unsafe. I'm not making any money. I don't think that I'm in a safe place right now. And he accused me of trying to steal money from him, or trying to get one over on him by saying this and not making money. So I rode around with that guy for 2 hours. I was kind of almost in life-saving mode. I just did whatever this other guy said to do because I wanted to survive whatever was about to happen. So anyways, he ended up dropping me off. Nothing happened. I didn't get no money, nothing. It was 2 or 3 hours later, the pimp picked me up, realized I had made nothing, and proceeded to beat me almost unconscious because I had made no money for him to pay back what we had to pay back.
So now we've heard the way this starts and the way it progresses and the way the decline of the relationship between what was starting out as a partnership and then has just, I don't even have the words I'm flabbergasted.
Well, it's control.
So,
And sometimes people, originally these guys act like your boyfriend sometimes.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought he was, yeah.
Yeah.
Which
And
is-
so you love them, you're invested with
Yeah.
them. Oh my gosh, he's going to take care of me. And
Well, it's called Stockholm Syndrome, where you fall in love with your abuser. And then there's a story where I literally, looking back on it now, it was just an insane thing happened that I would continue on after it. I'll tell you guys in a second about that, but jumping ahead of myself.
Well, let's find out, how did you get out of it?
Okay. So this happened for quite some time, beating if I didn't make enough money, or one time he, squirted my dope in my face because we had gotten in an argument, and then he was like, you're gonna go make some more money so you can get high, and I was dope sick, so I needed to make money. So, but now you have involved aggression into the mix, and so I'm going to do what you ask, or I'm going to potentially be killed, which is what he threatened to do to me a couple times. And so, but I got away, and this is where the Stockholm Syndrome part comes in, is that he started dating another girl. And a side note, which is a beautiful thing about this program of recovery, is I was able to sponsor that girl later on in recovery.
Oh my goodness.
Beautiful thing to talk about how I've been freed from this anger, and it was a beautiful thing. But he started dating this other girl, doing the same thing with her.
Where were you at this time? How did you get away?
I was just, he was just hanging, I became old news.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I had been walking the streets now for quite some time. So
All right.
I was not, in my best fit or looking the best, but I still made him money. So, he would keep me kind of on the side, making sure that I have a place to stay, which he was staying with his mom, and she didn't want me there because I was the neighborhood prostitute, and it made her house look bad. Even though,
Right.
her son had created this
Right.
person. And she was like, she's not allowed at my house. I can't even see her on my street, or I'll call the cops. That's how his mom was towards me. But he would sneak me into his window at night so that he would give me a little cot in his closet with a pillow and a blanket, so that if his mom walked in, she wouldn't see me, but he would still give me a place to sleep. And then him and his new girlfriend would sleep in the bed. And so that's the Stockholm Syndrome, was I could have left and found a new place to go. But I was convinced that I loved this person and they loved me, and that this wasn't wrong, Eventually they had gone to prison for a different act together, and that's how I kind of got separated from him. It's because he went to prison.
And that's when your recovery journey started?
No.
No.
I went further down the hole after that.
Okay. But eventually, your sobriety date now is what?
May 6, 2016.
Very good. Coming up shortly here.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank
What
you.
we're going to focus on today, ladies and gentlemen, is you've just heard the victim's part of the story and
Mm-hmm.
how that affects her. Well, if you want to go further on how it affected you, please do.
Mm-hmm.
But then we want to get to the point of what you do for a living now,
Mm-hmm.
and how you're able to help other women. So first of all, when you got clean, when you finally got asked for help,
Mm-hmm.
where were you at in your life at that point when you said, I can't do this anymore?
Yeah. I was actually like walking the streets in Fort Myers by the Lee Memorial Hospital. Like there was this little stretch that I would just walk all day, and make the money that I needed to make to get high. And I would only make enough because I was hanging out with this guy again. And
The same guy?
No, totally different guy. But I had told myself that I'm not going to get wrapped up in the same thing again. And I didn't, right? Like I had become street smarter. I'd become stronger myself. I was more independent on what I was doing. Like I didn't need somebody, but I needed somebody to kind of give me a place to sleep. So I was like, all right, I'll pay you, you know what I mean? Like you just sit here and wait for me at the hospital. I go make the money I got to make. We go get high, and then I'll come back and we just do this all day. I would freshen up in the hospital bathroom, wash what I needed to wash, and go continue to make the money. And I got into a vehicle, dope sick. I had not had anything that day. And the guy wanted something that I was not willing to do, dope sick. And he had given me the money prior to the act being asked, so I was going to leave and just get out of the vehicle. And he was like, you're not leaving. And I was like, yes, I am. So we kind of like this tug of war thing with my arm for a while, where he was like pulling me back and I'm like pushing. And he was in a pretty big like high lifted truck. Eventually, I think the light turned green. He was like, screw it. So he like pushed me out. And I like landed face first, and I bit through my lower lip here, and I was all scraped up. And so when I go back to the hospital, that guy's waiting there, and he's like, what happened? And I was like, don't worry, I got the money. Like, that's all that mattered to me, was
Right.
how much money I got out of that situation, even though I almost died. Eventually, we ended up going to the hospital because I had a hole in my lip, and I really needed to get that looked at. And the nurses told me that I was 8 weeks pregnant with my son, Caden. Yeah. So at that point, I decided, I think maybe I'd gone to detox quite a few times. And I was like, maybe I need to not do so many drugs. So I'm going to go to detox right now, just so I don't have to like do meth, because I can't take care of a baby and be up all night. You know what I mean? Like that was my logic and thinking, like I could shoot heroin still, but I'm not going to do meth. So I need to go to detox to get it out of my system. But in detox, because I was pregnant, they were able to put me in TLC's 28-day halfway. Like, they drove me there. They didn't let me step out that door without them, which was God's grace, because I would have got high.
And this is, again, for those of you listening at home, this is a local Fort Myers organization called Salus Care, and they have a separate location called TLC, which stands for Transitional Living Center, which starts out, you start out in detox, like Victoria's saying. From there, you go to a 28-day program, and from the 28-day program, you go to halfway and then supportive housing. It's a wonderful way to get your life on track if you want to get your life on track. That is a big thing, Joy.
Oh, yeah.
So you're in there. So okay, so that's the recovery part. You've been very successful, and in lieu of time, I'm going to speed ahead. What do you do for a living?
I work for an organization called One More Child, and they do many different things. My group in particular is for human trafficking. So I'm an anti-trafficking mentor for children ages 0 to 28.
What is an anti-trafficking mentor?
So these children are victims of human trafficking or at risk of being human trafficking victims. And so I come walk alongside them through life to kind of be their mentor, like their big sister. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And Victoria has a very unique style about her, so I'm sure that is conducive to working with these young ladies.
Yeah, and men. I do both.
Okay.
Men
Oh,
and
really?
women. Yeah, we do boys and girls. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious as to how does I don't know how to say it. It works when a woman is mentoring a young man? Mm-hmm. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay,
There seems to not be an issue with gender when it comes to just being yourself and connecting with these kids.
And having similar experience to share.
Yes, absolutely.
So I
Thank you.
actually had a client say this yesterday, that there's nothing like having a mentor, because that's somebody that finally understands who I am and gets me at a level nobody else can get me.
So there is a book that was published in 1939 called The Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous. And in that book, on chapter 7, now keep in mind, I can memorize a cookbook and still starve to death. There is work to be done in recovery. There's work to be done getting drunk and high. There's work to be done in recovery. But in chapter 7, it says nothing, absolutely nothing ensures sobriety than one alcoholic or one addict working with another. It works when all other efforts fail. And that is exactly what you just said when you're talking about what you do.
Yeah, can I share one thing? I know
Oh,
we're
absolutely.
on time.
You're the guest.
So, like, during that 28-day 28-day program at TLC, I had a counselor tell me that I had been human trafficked, which, again, I thought that this was just a pimp. And she encouraged me to go down the street. There was a group that happened at Tuesdays at 6, which still goes on, into the Jordan, and it's a HT survivor group, human trafficking survivor group. And that is where my human trafficking journey started. But I will honestly say that if I did not get planted in recovery first, I probably wouldn't have made it, because addiction and human trafficking go hand in hand.
So there is so in other words, you didn't come to the forefront of your mind that what you went through was human trafficking.
Correct, somebody told me.
So somebody had told you, and then you,
Yeah.
all of a sudden, yeah.
Well, it didn't just happen right off bat. I wasn't like, oh yeah, that's it. Like, I fought with him for a bit. Like, that's not what this is. But the more I've gotten into human trafficking and the more education and training I've done, then I know what it is now.
Because there are times when we believe that we are equal partners with somebody and that we're just doing something of our own free will.
Right.
And you don't understand the grooming part and the control that someone has over you because you feel like it's your decision.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the best ones who make it seem like that.
Wonderful point. That's a wonderful point. It wasn't them, it was me. I did. Wonderful point. I love the fact that we can interact with each other, and because I don't have a drinking problem, I have a thinking problem. We can change our ways of thinking. Just what Joy just said, it was just like an epiphany. Of course, you do that quite a bit with me, and you have over the years, and I'm grateful for that.
That's why I'm here.
Would you, you do a great job at it too. Would you please give us an example, without naming names, of one of the victories that you've seen or one of the miracles you've seen in your job?
That is hard to say because they come and go quickly, right? Sometimes they're with me for quite some time, sometimes they're not. A lot of them hit a lot of bottoms. What I've learned is that although I love these kids with every fiber of my being when they walk into my life, some of them haven't hit a bottom yet to really start growing.
Yeah.
And I think one of the most beautiful things that I have now is that I make a connection with them even after they leave my circuit, because we're in Circuit 20. We do our 5 counties down here, that they will call and say that they miss me so much, and they're ready to tell me how they're sober and how they're in sports and how they're doing okay and where they're staying in their foster home. So it's a beautiful thing to just like hear that happen, knowing that they've struggled for so many years.
I think it's a beautiful thing, just you telling us that.
Yeah.
Has there been anything we've left out?
I don't think so.
Is there anything you want to say before we go to commercial break?
Nope.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to ask you.
Yeah.
If somebody's watching this program tonight, whether you're that person or you're a mother or a father, is there a phone number or a website people can go to get help?
Yes. Right off the top of my head, I don't know it.
Okay.
There is a national human trafficking line.
Okay.
Yes, I don't know it off the top of my
So
head.
you can Google that.
Yeah.
And you can Google that, ladies and gentlemen. So if you need help, Google is a wonderful resource for that. So give Victoria a big, big round of applause. We are going to take a commercial break, and then we have Kimmy's Corner with Al Kinkle right after this.
All right.
Struggling with life's challenges? At The Next Step, we're here to guide you to a brighter tomorrow. Whether it's counseling, recovery support, or simply finding hope, we provide the tools and community to help you rise. Take the first step toward healing today. Visit thenextstep.org and discover how we can support your journey to wellness. Remember, every step forward is a step toward a better you. The Next Step, your path to hope, starts here. With offices in Fort Myers and Naples, 844-639-8371.
Have you been charged with a crime? You could face serious penalties for conviction, and it is vitally important that you have skilled legal assistance on your side during this time. Call Brian L. Edwards, Esquire, attorney at law today. 888-512-6254. Results matter. With a track record of success, our methods are tried and true. Mistakes happen, but we can help. Brian L. Edwards, Esquire, attorney at law. Visit FortMyersCriminalLawFirm.com or call 888-512-6254.
Feeling trapped in addiction? White Sands Treatment Center offers more than just detox. We build lasting recovery. With 3 inpatient and 18 outpatient locations located throughout Florida, we offer services from medically supervised detox to inpatient, outpatient, and sober living programs. Our services include individual therapy, family therapy, life skills, and small group sizes. Our amenities include yoga and massage therapy with recreational activities, including gyms, pools, and spa. Newsweek has named White Sands one of America's best addiction treatment centers 5 years in a row. You deserve quality care in a safe, supportive setting. Call White Sands Helpline at 833-423-2338 or visit whitesandstreatment.com and start your recovery journey today.
Welcome to Holy Spark. At Holy Spark, we bring power and reliability to every job. From panel upgrades and EV chargers to lighting installations and troubleshooting, we're dedicated to keeping your home and business running safely and efficiently. With expert craftsmanship, honest service, and free estimates, you can count on us to deliver electrical solutions that shine bright. Contact us today at holy-spark.net or call 239-789-6832.
Not everyone has the luck of the Irish. If a friend or family member is in trouble, call Shamrock Bail Bonds. Put our number into your phone, 239-332-2245, 239-332-2245, or go online at gobailmeout.com. Shamrock Bail Bonds provides fast, reliable service. Shamrock Bail Bonds, 1528 Broadway, downtown Fort Myers. Look for the Shamrock, and maybe luck will be on your side.
Hello, I'm Michael Manzi, owner of JCI Solutions, 239-672-2673. When starting this company 3 years ago, I had no clue that we would grow to what we have become. There is one thing I can say that we have done from the beginning is take pride in our work, making sure every customer we do work for is satisfied from beginning to end. Offering residential painting all the way to commercial painting with jobs done in a timely manner, with highly skilled professionals giving you top-of-the-line work. To help you create your new look, call JCI Solutions, 239-672-2673.
Struggling with addiction? You're not alone. At Phoenix House Project, we believe in second chances and brighter tomorrows. Our proven programs offer support, hope, and tools to rebuild your life. With expert care and a community that understands, transformation starts here. It's time to rise, reclaim your life, and become the best version of yourself. Visit phoenixhouseproject.squarespace.com today or call 239-244-7876. The journey to recovery begins with sober living. Phoenix House Project, where hope takes flight.
Kimmies Recovery Zone, where hope meets action. We're here to guide the journey from treatment to thriving, healthy living. With peer support, public education, and vital resources like housing, employment, and Narcan training, we're building stronger communities. Ready to make an impact? Together, we're creating a network of recovery, resilience, and renewed lives. Kimmies Recovery Zone, your hub for healing and hope. Visit us online today at kimmiesrecoveryzone.org. It's not how we survive, it's how we thrive.
When children have to play inside so they don't disappear.
Welcome back to Rated R for Recovery.
Welcome back, everybody, to Rated R for Recovery. Join us each and every Tuesday night if you want to watch the show live on YouTube. Just simply go to your YouTube on your phone or your mobile device and type in Rated R for Recovery, and you'll see this wonderful logo pop up, or the logo, well, it's usually behind me, but you'll see this logo pop up, and then you'll know that's when you know you're at the Rated R for Recovery site. We have a great show again next week, and a little later on in the show, we have a special musical guest. Renee Massie Hose is with us, and if you're a native to Southwest Florida, or if you live in Southwest Florida, she's like a household name in the entertainment business. So we're looking forward to hearing from her. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce, as we do each and every week on Tuesday night, my friend, my colleague, and one of the co-hosts of Rated R for Recovery, the founder of Kimmies Recovery Zone, and now Kimmies Corner, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Al Kinkle.
Thank you, John.
That's a pretty good introduction.
I feel really good, man.
You're on your own now.
I want to raise. Jeez. Thank you, John. Appreciate you, man. Listen, tonight we have a very special guest with us tonight, and he thinks everybody has a story, and he makes sure that everybody hears that story. He's a world-famous podcaster. I had the great pleasure of being interviewed by you many, many years ago when I was much younger. And Cornell is quite the person in this town and in Jamaica. He does a lot of good things, and we want to parade you tonight in front of our audience and make sure they know who you are and how to get in touch with you and support you in all the good work that you're doing.
Beautiful, beautiful. Love that.
Okay. So, Cornell, you and I both connected when I heard about you and people talking about you, and I wanted to be on your podcast.
Yes, yes.
And so you were kind enough to bring me on in the early days of Kimmies Recovery Zone.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget that. I was so nervous, almost as nervous as I am tonight.
You did great, though.
So it was good. It was good. It was a lot of fun, and I really appreciate that. So, the stories that people create, what was the thinking behind that? Everybody has a story. We just heard one tonight. So is that similar to what you're talking about?
Well, I mean, there's some stories that are similar, but, everyone has a story kind of first birth. When I was in jail, doing 10 months in maximum security, facing 32 years to life in prison, and a fabricated story. I had a security company that got undermined, and one of my competitors paid one of the guy that worked for me to say I gave him money to go kidnap someone.
Oh, boy.
So I had 16 felony charges staring at me. So I had to sit in jail. But while I was there, all these young men that was coming in, they all had their own unique stories, but what I realized was the lack of knowledge they had in understanding who they were as an individual and walking into their purpose, what that true purpose for them looked like, why they're here.
That kind of goes along with our last guest, where she didn't really realize what was actually happening to her.
Right.
And you can fall into something and not see a bigger picture.
Right. Where when you're not educated enough, and a massive young people, they function on what they see. They don't necessarily know a lot of who they are and why they're here. A lot of us leave here without even knowing what our purpose is. So that was really how Stories to Create was birthed, and then we're like, okay, doing this organization, we want to name it EHAS. So EHAS, EHAS, stands for Everyone Has a Story. So anyone that, trying to see where we are, and all you do, you put that in, and our website will come up, and you'll kind of see a lot of what we do and the kids we work with. But yeah, we have a lot of stories, man, that's, crazy. We used to work with youths that was in sex trafficking, but it was risky, and we weren't getting any financial help because we couldn't show the work we were doing with them because we had to protect their privacy and all that stuff. So we kind of moved away from that, and it was more working with kids in alternative schools, after school program youths, and then youths that are homeschooled. And then mostly in a lot of the at-risk, underserved communities, I would say,
Right. Yeah. And the education is so important, and we all know that, and I think that is a really, what a great cause that is, and the sex trafficking portion of that is just, it's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
You know, if you don't read about it, you don't know about it.
Right,
and,
right.
It's certainly exploded in Southwest Florida at times, you know.
Yeah.
But we're blessed that we have good community and people are watchful, and
Right.
we're all behind, you know, exploring that and getting rid of it. But anyway, your podcast, Defining Moments, and shape people's lives. And, you know, when you're in jail, you can certainly, that's a good place to start to change people's lives.
Right.
But your own story, we talked a little bit about Jamaica and that, what you're doing over there and things like that. So your own story, where's your own story start?
Yeah, so, you know, my own story actually started in Jamaica, you know, in St. Mary. And, you know, my parents, my dad was a cop there, but then he came to America, made enough to go back and, you know, kind of went into the hospitality business. So he was a superintendent and, you know, it's a whole lot going on there. But, you know, my mom and my dad, they got divorced, and we went from 100 to 0 in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We had a lady came to the house and she said, we need you guys out of this house in the next 2 weeks. And we're like, we own the house. And they're like, no, your dad sold the house.
Yeah.
You know, so we had to move to where my mom lived. And she only had a one room. You can't even call it a 1 bedroom because it was 1 room. Everything's in the 1 room.
And that's where at?
In Jamaica. That was up in St. Andrew. And so, you know, but, you know, with everything that was unfolding, it really helped me understand, you know, how life can be, you know, because we were kids that had the bicycles. We had all the stuff that, you know, a kid would want. But once my dad left my mom, we lost all of that.
Yeah, that happened to me too.
Yeah. So, you know, a lot of that, reality kicked in real quick where we had to buckle up and, you know, get ready because we didn't have a male figure, you know. Right. So I was like the oldest and was also had to kind of lead my two brother and my sister.
How old were you?
8.
Oh my gosh, to be the man of the house at 8.
You said the oldest. You're not even old yet. You know, 8 years old. God bless you, my friend.
I'm telling you, the struggle got real quick. But, you know, from there, you know, school life, there was a lot of stuff that I was talented with in school. I was on the track team, then I was on the soccer team. And then also, I was chasing this girl, and she said, if you want me to become your girlfriend, you have to join the drama club. And so I joined the drama club just so I could, you know, get with her. And that's where the writing stuff came in, where, you know, I learned to write. I learned to write, you know, drama. And the teacher took a liking into me. And, you know, I wrote my first play, and we went into competition, and that play came in second.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So it was really cool. But I didn't pursue that out of school. You know, I went into hospitality.
Yeah.
You know, I went to Crown Plaza, and that was really how I came to America, because I was one of those, you know, they talk about now the plug.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was the plug back then. Like I was that bellman that everyone wanted to know. And, you know, anything that you needed to know how to find, you come find Cornell, and I couldn't tell you where to go or whatever, you know. So that was kind of how that unfolded. So when they sold to the U.S. Embassy, they got me a contract with South Seas and Captive Island.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
So that's how I came to Florida, and, you know, that was a whole lot of fun, man.
And you've been here ever since?
Ever since, yeah. It was Captive Island, and I was there until Charlie. That's actually when I left, because I didn't know anywhere but Captiva. Periwinkle, we shop at the grocery store in Periwinkle. We didn't know Fort Myers.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, until after Charlie happened.
And he's talking about Hurricane Charlie, which was my 10th wedding anniversary.
Was
that
it?
Day. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So, but, you know, that was a lot of fun. You know, I made a lot of money out there at South Seas, and I was able to build my first house in 2002.
Okay.
$15,000, 4 bedroom, 3 bath
Wow.
in Jamaica. Isn't that crazy?
Holy mackerel!
Yeah.
Did you sell it?
No,
You still
still
got
in
it.
the family.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah. Well, the prices have certainly changed even
Yeah.
out on Captiva, but
Oh, definitely.
you know that was I used to go there a lot to vacation.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
boy, did I love that a whole lot. But we go back to your dad. Your dad was a superintendent. Was he superintendent on the golf course?
No. In Jamaica for all the super clubs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All
so he
right.
was the superintendent for all the super clubs. So we got to go to different clubs.
Oh, so you-
go
yeah.
to different resorts and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And we had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
he was bitter, but
that happens.
him and mom had to deal with that.
But you had a little bit of trauma. That 8-year-old boy,
Oh, man.
being the big man in the house now. So you grew up real quick. You turned out to be perfect, and we're blessed that we have you here tonight.
Well, we had a lot of challenges along the way. But, the beautiful thing, and I learned this later years, the beautiful thing about when you go through different challenges, it's really, you're in a pruning place. Mm-hmm. When you're going through challenges, you have to pay attention to detail because there's things happening that you're supposed to acknowledge that will grow you into that better
Sure.
you. So a lot of that stuff that happened, taught me a lot.
And you talked about your dad being bitter over something that happened, and
Right.
then you're talking about the opposite of that, to
Right.
learn to grow through your experiences.
Yeah, if so many kids, because we even had friends that didn't have any parents, so we understood. Even though we had it bad, there was other kids that had it worse than we did. I remember there were days when we didn't have any food, and the mango skin that was on the road. This is a mango skin from someone eating a mango.
Right.
That's what we ate.
And depositing it on the ground.
It was rough like that, man.
And see, you learned a lesson that things could be worse.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of people never learn that lesson.
Right.
you know.
Right. It's when you're not put in a position until you're put in the position where you understand what
Right.
that look like, and then a lot of times when you see those are the individuals, because you can say all you want, like this happened to me, but then the question's gonna come. But did you die?
Yeah.
Did you die? You have all those other people that are dealing with all that. You got people with no limbs.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, I learned to acknowledge what a lot of that looked like and appreciate it, and went through it. And my mom, she worked so hard. This is how hard my mom. This was how much of a hard worker she was. She worked so hard that one day she stepped on a nail, and that nail infected her foot. She went to the hospital. They dressed it. They said, "Listen, stay off your leg for 2 weeks."
Yeah.
My mom did not stay off her leg.
Yeah.
And because she had to go back to work, that foot got affected. She ended up losing that leg.
Yeah.
And that's what ended up killing her, I want to say 5-6 years later. Because she had started gaining weight and just was
Yeah.
in a wheelchair. First, when it happened, my mom forgot that she had one leg. She got home
Oh.
and just took off with the one leg, and then she fell, and everything opened back up. So it was like one of those things where, the reality didn't really hit her.
Well, and she felt like she had to keep going. I can't stay off my leg. Somebody's
Yeah.
got to go to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the strength that you have today, I look at that like you got that strength from your surroundings and what your
Definitely.
mother did, and
Definitely.
that made you a stronger person.
Definitely.
And you're carrying that today, so your mother lives on a lot.
Oh, definitely. She does. And, it's crazy because as you were saying that, I was thinking on one of the homes that we help right now, that we work with, 4 of the boys there, their mom, boyfriend molested them.
Yeah.
And these boys are 13, 14 years old. We have one of them that's on suicidal watch right now. But just what these boys are going through, just to be able to talk with them and help them understand. It's hard to tell someone like, you had to go through this to be able to one day tell this story to help someone else.
Right.
But you need to identify what that look like right now to now go on a journey to show someone else, hey, it's okay. You know, now I'm walking in my purpose.
And because when you can take what happened to you to help another person,
Right.
it gives more than just a purpose. It gives your story validity in that. I was thinking about the vulnerable. You know, it's the vulnerable people that end up in these situations.
Right.
And we don't have control over our vulnerabilities, especially when we're young.
Yes, and you know, we live in a world where it's a huge variety of individuals here. Everyone's here for different reasons. But sometimes the individuals that go through certain things and survive it, they survive it because they now have a duty to tell that story to help someone else that's going through it that don't think they're going to be able to make it out.
They have the purpose now. There's a
Yes.
real purpose behind that.
Right.
And people realize, most of us, everybody probably does, but most of us, when that happens to you as a young person, you never get out of that sometimes.
Right.
And you know, the people that get out of it can carry that story, just like the story tonight, carry that story forward.
Right.
And tonight, that story will change people's lives. It's just like what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
That's going to change people's lives, believe it or not.
Definitely.
Especially when we're talking about children and things like that happening. That is so awful. And I know a lot about that area, and it's a really scary, scary thing for kids. And for those kids to come out of that, that's great.
Well, you know, when you're walking in it, when you're in it, and you know someone rescue you, especially like, you know, these kids at their age, you know, because they're 13, 14, they are hopeless.
Yes, it's all they've known.
Right. And there's kids that just want to just get rid of themselves because they're like, what am I even want to exist no more for? This happened to me, it ruined me.
And so much pain, yes,
It's a lot of
for so
pain.
long.
So for them to see like someone that's, you know, strong enough or brave enough to say, hey, I went through it. And, you know, it was hard, but, you know, this was what happened. This is what I learned. This is what I'm doing now. You can be that individual as well, you know, that to come through that and now help someone else that's going through it that don't know, how do I deal with this? You know?
And there is a thing where I can remember, I'm not the only one, but I can remember praying this myself. Dear God, I don't want to have to go through another thing just so that I can help somebody else.
Right,
You
right.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Please, no.
Yeah.
However, we don't have control over that.
No.
All we have control over is what we do afterwards.
Right. And, you know, for a lot of individuals, once they understand everything that happens for a reason. And so we all have different paths. There's different paths on this life journey. And a lot of times, whatever path you choose, you have to deal with everything that's actually on that path. So we don't have one path to get through this life journey. We have a lot of different paths. And so when we make a choice on whichever, it's just like driving to a specific destination. The roadblocks, the accidents, you got to deal with all that on that road. But what if you had taken another route? You didn't have to deal with all that's on that road. That's how life is.
Yeah, but let me just say one more time that we don't always choose what happens to us, especially when we're young.
Right.
And in the culture, there are many ways to blame the victim and say, you know, oh no, you got into this yourself, and how are you going to get out? And so there are many things that we don't have control over.
No, we don't, yes.
But afterwards, that path we do have, there are many routes we can take.
Right.
After.
Yeah. And I think that we all develop through those experiences. I know lots of times through my life I felt disappointed of where I was and who I was and what I was doing, especially what I was doing. And but then when I come to different ages in my life, I see the improvements that I made personally myself, and then I saw the improvements I could make with other people's lives because of the experience that I have. So now I serve a purpose.
Yes.
And you have to really recognize that. Once you have a good thing happen in your life or somebody helped you, then you know your purpose is to try to spread that around and help other people.
Yes, it's very important.
And it gives you self-esteem. You know, that's probably one of the lesser things that it does. I mean, it's a blessing. It's a blessing to you. It's a blessing to anyone that you can reach out to try to help, even if your help doesn't work.
Right,
It's simply the act of using a purpose, you know, to a higher calling that gives you meaning to your life and comfort and peace.
Right. Well, all it is a seed, you know. You're planting a seed, and then you just hope that that grows into something beautiful.
Yeah.
Because we need those help, you know. We need those individuals that come and pour into us and put us on, you know, because knowledge is so important. A lot of the good information or a lot of the right information don't necessarily reach the mass of people. The entertaining information reach the mass of people,
Right.
because that keeps them watching or whatever that look like. But the right information, the facts, the factual stuff, you know, sometimes it doesn't look entertaining, and because of that, the mass of people miss out.
And it's not always easy.
Right.
Sometimes, I mean, there are simple instructions, but they aren't always easy.
Right. When you say simple instructions, it can come sometimes very challenging for a lot of individuals if you're not paying attention to details.
Let me ask you something. Did this in any way change your life when you were clinically dead?
Ooh.
Okay, so let me talk about that for a minute.
Yeah,
Clinically dead for 16 minutes.
Yeah.
How did
Oh,
that
my
experience impact your perspective on life and purpose? Now you come after 16 minutes, you're back here with all of us having a good time. So let's figure out, what was your purpose after that? You were thankful, weren't you?
Oh, listen, I'm so grateful. And I do view life very differently after I did leave my body.
What happened?
I had an out-of-body experience. So I was in church. So it was after I got out of jail. I had lost over $500,000. My mom thought I was going to kill myself because I had lost so much money. And I just didn't know what was going to be all unfolding now with what was now on me, with, you know, wanting to help these youths and all these different things. So anyways, my book had came out. I had put out my first book, Lion with No Roar. It was starting to get a buzz.
What was the name of it?
Lion with No Roar.
Lion with a
Lion
roar.
with a
Yeah, Lion
Okay.
with No Roar. Yeah. So while I was busy, I was doing shows, events. All these people put me on flyers. And then one day, I think I remember I was partying until like 2, 3 in the morning, went home, then got up that morning and went to church, and I was in the 9 o'clock service, and I remember it was at Next Level Church here, and the guest speaker was speaking, and about 5 minutes in him speaking, I fell out the chair, and they were trying to bring me back with, you know, the defibrillator, and nothing worked, and the guy was. They got the body bag, and the pastor was like, you guys are not bringing him out in a body bag. And they were like, it's, you know, 16 minutes, he's gone.
Yeah.
And in that time that they're arguing, I came back. Like, just,
Wow.
they said I just burst this roar sound out, and it was just crazy. The whole church just went, it was 5,000 people.
Wow.
Erupt. And so they rushed me to the hospital on Daniels, whichever one that one's called, and they did a surgery where they put in a defibrillator. And so I was back out of the hospital after 4 days. No brain damage.
Right.
Yeah, so, but when that whole thing happened, because so much happened when I left my body, it felt like a couple days. The amount of stuff happened. But one of the things, I had a conversation with a guy that his head never came together. It was distorted the whole time. And he wanted me to, there was some sacrifice that I needed to make that I wasn't willing to make. And with that, I got kicked out of there. And, you know, it was like a voice said, hey, are you going to let go and let me take control?
Wow.
And I was like, fine. And that's when I came back to myself. But, you know, I look at a lot of things very different now. I know that we're vessels. You know, we function in a vessel, and a lot of time depends on where you are and what your surrounding is. Those vessels get possessed by whatever spirit that look like, and that's how you function. You function on whatever that spirit want you to function on. You know, so a lot of times when people are behaving a certain way, I don't necessarily look at that individual. I know that, you know, something is going on there that it's bigger than me.
Yeah, and I was going to add something about that where when we were talking about things happen to you and people do things to you when you're vulnerable, or
Yes.
that those people sometimes are doing that because it happened to them also.
Oh, yeah.
And they
I mean,
are.
yeah. Hurt people hurt people.
And that is sort of a possession
Yes,
in a way.
yes. You know, listen, people that are hurt are going to, you know, find other individuals that they can feel somewhat some gratification, you know, themselves in doing that, and they feel like they're being justified, you know, whatever that looks like. So, but yeah, I function very different now. I do devotion every day. I talk to God before I do anything. You know, I understand what I need to do, understand where I'm headed, the impacts. There was a time when I would chase whatever that money looked like. You know, how can I make this next 100,000 or whatever that looked like? I don't do that no more.
And that's one of those things too. When you grow up without any money,
Right.
not even being able to eat, a lot of
Right.
times that you feel that that's what you need to be secure.
Right. And I mean, you know, the mass of people function on that now. We're like, how do I make this next, you know, this much money? But the money will pull you from really who you are and like what you're supposed to be focused on or what your purpose look like. Like, most of us never understood that there's something that's going to come into this world that won't come into this world without us being a part of it.
That's right.
You know, so for me, it was like, okay, what does impact look like? How do I make impact for a lifetime? You know, where like some kids are going to come up and say, you know what, if it wasn't for what Cornell and his team at EHAS did, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. And I can now go and help my community or people that are going through whatever that issue is or the challenge is, you know.
Right, and people have to understand if you don't have money, money's not everything, number one. And if you can give away kindness and you can give away love every day, every person you see, every person you meet, you can change somebody.
Oh, definitely.
That day, right on the spot.
You can smile with someone and change.
Yeah.
Listen, when I was at the resort, I had this guy came to me and he just folded up in my hand $100 bill. Because, you know, my job was a tip job, so it depends on what I make, you know. And so, but he folded up this $100 bill and he put it in my hand and he said, I want to thank you for interacting with my wife yesterday.
Oh.
There you go.
Because my wife was thinking of going to jump off the building.
There you go.
And she said she came down here and you greeted her with such a smile and you were just talking with her and just make her feel so alive. And she called me and just told me to come home.
Yeah.
And just from the interaction she had with me, she decided not to kill herself.
Wow.
Nothing better than a warm hand with a
That's
little
it.
kindness,
yeah,
man.
you know,
And
you smile and it's a beautiful thing. You know, you get up and smiling is okay. And it's healthy. You know, I find stuff just to laugh about sometimes. So it's beautiful.
So what is next for you wonderful man? What are you going to get into next? Or where are you at? Are you staying here? What's some of the things? I really like the things that you're doing with the young people.
Definitely. You know, so there's so much happening. My oldest son is an engineer in the Army, and so he was first in Germany. They just moved him to Italy. So, you know, we interact a lot. And so I'll be doing some stuff with him over there in Italy. And also I have a video game that, you know, getting ready to sell that to put out some of the other video games.
What is it?
It's called Nostril Cheese Chase. It's in the App Store. You know, we getting some buzz right now with the game. But so at some point we'll sell that, you know, open up a video game company here somewhere, possibly downtown, just to try to be in Southwest Florida. We're also we're opening a learning village and innovation campus in Jamaica. because we have over 1,100 kids that we serve there, getting ready to do a partnership with the government down there. So there's that. And then, I still have about 40-something books in the archive that need to be published. So I have one book that's getting ready to come out in 2 months. So there'll be a slew of books that's going to be coming out, and we're just trying to grab a momentum where I can put out like a book every 3 months or so.
So can you give us your last name for
It's
people?
Bunting. So you go Cornell Bunting, for a lot of you guys that, you just type Cornell Bunting. If literally you go to any search engine and you just type Cornell Bunting.
Pops right up.
I'm the only person with that name.
Comes right up.
So anything you see Cornell Bunting, that's me.
All right.
Literally.
Yeah, and I think some of the lessons we're learning tonight, because every night is a little bit of a lesson, by our speakers and by ourselves as we're talking. So, find your purpose, I think, is something you would say, is find your purpose and go after it with a lot of energy.
You have to go. Listen, in this life, we are all put here for a reason. We have a purpose that we need to walk into that purpose. It is very important that we find what that look like, and we do that.
Get the purpose and grab it and hold on to it.
Whatever makes you happy. Yes.
That's it.
Good job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very good.
A lot of information.
All right, Al, great job. Joy, great job. Cornell, awesome job. In fact, we have a gentleman coming on as our musical guest in a few weeks from Jamaica. His name is Leroy Romans.
Yeah.
He was with Ziggy Marley and the Wailers in a band called Third World. So he'll be our musical guest here. He'll be on remote, though, live from his studio in Miami. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we have a woman who plays with her own style and her own sense of purpose, and that is Renee Massie Hose. She'll be entertaining us right after this.
Yeah.
Struggling with life's challenges? At the Next Step, we're here to guide you to a brighter tomorrow. Whether it's counseling, recovery support, or simply finding hope, we provide the tools and community to help you rise. Take the first step toward healing today. Visit thenextstep.org and discover how we can support your journey to wellness. Remember, every step forward is a step toward a better you. The Next Step, your path to hope, starts here. With offices in Fort Myers and Naples, 844-639-8371.
Have you been charged with a crime? You could face serious penalties for conviction, and it is vitally important that you have skilled legal assistance on your side during this time. Call Brian L. Edwards, Esquire, Attorney at Law today. 888-512-6254. Results matter. With a track record of success, our methods are tried and true. Mistakes happen, but we can help. Brian L. Edwards, Esquire, Attorney at Law. Visit FortMyersCriminalLawFirm.com or call 888-512-6254.
Feeling trapped in addiction? White Sands Treatment Center offers more than just detox. We build lasting recovery. With 3 inpatient and 18 outpatient locations located throughout Florida, we offer services from medically supervised detox to inpatient, outpatient, and sober living programs. Our services include individual therapy, family therapy, life skills, and small group sizes. Our amenities include yoga and massage therapy with recreational activities, including gyms, pools, and spa. Newsweek has named White Sands one of America's best addiction treatment centers 5 years in a row. You deserve quality care in a safe, supportive setting. Call White Sands Helpline at 833-423-2338 or visit whitesandstreatment.com and start your recovery journey today.
Welcome to Holy Spark. At Holy Spark, we bring power and reliability to every job. From panel upgrades and EV chargers to lighting installations and troubleshooting, we're dedicated to keeping your home and business running safely and efficiently. With expert craftsmanship, honest service, and free estimates, you can count on us to deliver electrical solutions that shine bright. Contact us today at holy-spark.net or call 239-789-6832.
Not everyone has the luck of the Irish. If a friend or family member is in trouble, Call Shamrock Bail Bonds. Put our number into your phone, 239-332-2245, 239-332-2245, or go online at gobailmeout.com. Shamrock Bail Bonds provides fast, reliable service. Shamrock Bail Bonds, 1528 Broadway, downtown Fort Myers. Look for the Shamrock, and maybe luck will be on your side.
Hello, I'm Michael Manzi, owner of JCI Solutions, 239-672-2673. When starting this company 3 years ago, I had no clue that we would grow to what we have become. There is one thing I can say that we have done from the beginning is take pride in our work, making sure every customer we do work for is satisfied from beginning to end. Offering residential painting all the way to commercial painting with jobs done in a timely manner, with highly skilled professionals giving you top-of-the-line work. To help you create your new look, call JCI Solutions, 239-672-2673.
Struggling with addiction? You're not alone. At Phoenix House Project, we believe in second chances and brighter tomorrows. Our proven programs offer support, hope, and tools to rebuild your life. With expert care and a community that understands, transformation starts here. It's time to rise, reclaim your life, and become the best version of yourself. Visit phoenixhouseproject.squarespace.com today or call 239-244-7876. The journey to recovery begins with sober living. Phoenix House Project, where hope takes flight.
Kimmies Recovery Zone, where hope meets action. We're here to guide the journey from treatment to thriving, healthy living. With peer support, public education, and vital resources like housing, employment, and Narcan training, we're building stronger communities. Ready to make an impact? Together, we're creating a network of recovery, resilience, and renewed lives. Kimmies Recovery Zone, your hub for healing and hope. Visit us online today at kimmiesrecoveryzone.org. It's not how we survive, it's how we thrive.
When children have to play inside so they don't disappear.
Welcome back to Rated R for Recovery.
Welcome back, everybody, to Rated R for Recovery and RatedRforRecovery.com. This is where you want to be every Tuesday night at 6 p.m., glued to your television set on YouTube, watching our wonderful little podcast. We want to thank Cornell and Victoria. They were our two first guests. Give them a nice round of applause. This young lady that's in front of me right now, I have known, we don't like hang out every week, but I've known her for many years, and she was a guest on the show years ago. Do you remember when that was, Renee?
I want to say maybe like 2015, 2014.
Good Lord. Oh, good Lord.
Maybe, maybe 2016. I'm not sure.
And one of the cool things about this young lady in front of me is that she is a family survivor of addiction. And what that means is that some of us, not some of us, each one of us has a family member, a neighbor, a coworker, or a friend that has suffered with drug and alcohol addiction, and that's true for you, isn't it, Renee?
Oh yeah, yep.
Right. Okay. Now you started playing piano at 4, turned to the guitar when you were a teenager, and music has been your passion ever since.
Yes, it has. Yes, it has.
I got real excited there.
Yeah. My dad was a pastor of a church, and so I grew up in that very kind of strict religious upbringing, and that's where I cut my musical teeth, so to speak. My whole family was musical in one way or another. We would all sing together and stuff like that.
Well, we are really grateful to have such in this area, Renee is a household word. I said that before. You can see her all over the Lee County, Charlotte County, and Collier County area, either as a solo artist or with her band Relentless Fire. Ladies and gentlemen, she has a style all her own. Please welcome Renee Massie Hose.
Oh, thank you. And I actually just go by Renee Hose, but Massie was my maiden name, my dad's name. So I put that on social media just so that people can find me that knew me back then, you know? One of my favorite songs, and I've been doing it for a long time. In fact, I'm pretty sure I did it the last time I did this show. It's written by Warren Haynes from the Allman Brothers. And ever since my dad passed in 2017, it became a dedication to him as well. When you can't find the light, got you through the cloudy days, when the stars ain't shining so bright, feel like you lost your way, when those candlelights at home burn so very far away, you gotta let your soul shine, just like my daddy used to say. He used to say, soul shine, it's better than sunshine, better than moonshine, damn sure better than rain. Hey now, people don't mind, but we all feel this way sometimes. Gotta let your soul shine, shine till the break of day. Grew up thinking that I had it made, gonna make it all my own. Life can take the strongest man, make him feel so alone. Now and then I feel a cold wind blowing through my aching bones. Think back to what my daddy said. Said, girl, in this darkness before the dawn, let your soul shine. Better than sunshine, better than moonshine, damn sure better than rain. Hey now, people don't mind, 'cause we all feel this way sometime. Gotta let your soul shine, shine till the break of day. Sometimes a man can feel this emptiness, like a woman has robbed him of his very soul. Oh, woman, God knows she can feel like this. Your world seems dark and cold, gotta let your spirit take control. It's all about soul shine. It's better than sunshine, better than moonshine, damn sure better than rain. Hey now, people don't mind, but we all feel this way sometimes. You gotta let your soul shine. Ooh. Shine on and on and on and on and on till the break of, until the break of day.
You know, as I'm sitting here listening to you, Renee, and
Yes.
besides, leave it to me to mess up the introduction and just not call you Renee Hose, so I will
It's all right.
correct that.
It's no problem.
Renee, do you realize how many times the phone was going off through the Rated R for Recovery YouTube page when you were singing? That never happens, saying this woman is amazing. So there you go. So you're being watched by thousands of people all over the United States right now, all over the world potentially. And
Very nice,
it is,
very nice.
it's going off like crazy. So Renee, thanks for that. Would you do one more song?
Yeah, absolutely. How about if I do an original?
I think you should do whatever you want to do.
I have an
'cause
album
You should be
out.
on The Voice. You ever been on The Voice?
No.
Do you want to?
Yeah.
I think you should.
Not
Anyway,
really.
all right. All right, ladies and
It
gentlemen,
seems
Renee.
like a big pain in the butt, to be honest.
Renee Hose, ladies and gentlemen. How was that for an
Well,
introduction?
I have an album out online under my name, Renee Hose. It's on all of the streaming platforms, and that's Renee with 2 E's on the end. Hose, just like it sounds like pantyhose. Well, this particular song qualified me as a semifinalist in the International Songwriting Competition in 2020. And also, I held #1 on US 41 radio for all of 2021. It was the most played and requested song. I don't know how appropriate it is for this event, but I'm going to do it anyway. It's a sexy blues love song. Right from the start, you said to me, you're mine. But I thought it would be easy to leave you behind. But you claimed me, put your stake right in my heart. Now I can't shake it. It will never depart. Your love goes down easy, down easy, like the finest of wine. Take me down so sweetly. Ooh, your love goes down easy. It's always on time. So much passion, but we won't marry. I knew this would be temporary. And it's sad when you know you're gonna have to let it go later on down the line. But in the meantime, your love goes down easy, down easy, like the finest of wine. Take me down so sweetly. Ooh, your love goes down easy. It's always on time. A honeysuckle on my tongue, water to my very soul. Mocha cappuccino warming me up. How can I ever let you go? I said, how can I ever let you go? Your love goes down easy, down easy, like the finest of wine. Take me down so sweetly. Ooh, your love goes down easy. It's always on time. Thank you so much.
Really, thank you. And all the musicians that come to play, they come early for a sound check, and they stay for the whole show, and then just to get on and do 2 songs, it's worth, for us, it's well worth it. And from the thing on the YouTube thing just blowing up, it's well worth it. Once again, Renee Hose, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, guys.
Join us again next week for another episode of Rated R for Recovery, and that's ratedrforrecovery.com. Good night.